of the good posture and the good clapping of how they're going to do it. You're going to use the good singing technique when they're singing their ABCDs. Mm-hmm. And now in my classroom, I'm always talking about when my middle school students play a phrase on their musical instrument and they don't play it very well, I say, don't play it like you're in kindergarten. We use kindergarten. Don't play it like you're in kindergarten. And I always use the example of when kindergartners sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, and it's all chopped up. Well, we use the opposite, and we go, all right, now make this a beautiful phrase, stretch it out. You guys aren't going to that level, but you can have them do proper techniques. All right. Please feel free to interrupt and interject anytime. If you've got an example that you remember from school, if you've got an example that you're doing here at college or stuff, please interject. Nothing now? Okay. Did you have Freddie Fight? Miss Fight for science? Miss Fight. Oh my goodness, she's a wonderful science teacher. And when Professor Rakes asked me to do this project, talking to y'all, the very first thing I thought of was Miss Fight. Both my kids have Miss Fight. And one of the science things that she does in her classroom is she makes everybody in the classroom build a musical instrument. And to me, I get so excited about this because she's incorporating music in her classroom, but what she's doing is she's teaching science through the use of music. Some kids take an old tissue box and they wrap 4 rubber bands around it, all of different tensions, and they have to be able to play a tune, whether it's Jingle Bells or Mary Had a Little Lamb or whatever. They have to play a tune on it. With my daughters, we took a piece of PVC pipe, and at home we drilled holes in it and made a little hole and corked off one end and made little flutes out of PVC pipe. Some kids take water bottles and they fill them up different levels. So when you're talking about science, so much of science is based around music. You can use music to fill out your science requirements. And where is that on here?
I think it could probably go bullet 2 as well. Because it says creativity, technique, communication, and
communication
music.
Through music, absolutely. Yeah, strategies and materials for assessing skills, absolutely. Demonstrate knowledge of how music reflects particular cultures, historic periods, and places. That's a huge one. That is a huge one. I am constantly, when we play a piece of well, let's say romantic music, and I always get that look from kids of, ooh, we're going to play romantic. It's always fun to do this lesson on Valentine's Day. I'll do this lesson next Monday. But we're going to talk about romantic music. And now, ooh, and immediately middle school kids or elementary school kids will associate huggy, kissy, da-da-da. Well, when you guys are talking about historical time periods, now you probably won't talk about the romantic time period at kindergarten, but when you talk about time periods, you could associate what's happening in music in this time. And so much of what is happening in the art world, romantic time period, is not just the huggy, kissy, lovey end of it. It's also, and this is where my boys start getting into it, we talk about the blood, guts, and gore of the romantic time period. When you're talking about, you know, and I talk with my kids about a big hill filled with daisies, and you've got a man running up on this side and a woman in a white dress, or that type of romantic stuff. Then you take that same hill. There's one man with a bayonet on his knee, and scattered on the hill is dead soldiers, and that one man is standing there all alone. And we talk about what is romantic music. Romantic is larger than life. Both ends. Romantic music, romantic time period, the art from the romantic time period is all exaggerated life.